David Baszucki on X, the founder and CEO of Roblox, has posted a extensive video discussing their update on safety initiatives. And he said on X, safety and civility have always been our top priority. Here's an update on our safety releases over the past few weeks, including our updated approach to vigilantism. We also preview additional releases in the works. And he links this video over on YouTube, which at the time that I brought this up, let me make sure it's still the same, because right now it's 4,300 downvotes to 2,400 upvotes. Let's see. Same thing.
Kids and they're
Oh my God. This is being ratioed to hell right now from people. So why not add to it? This is Tech Talks, episode 28, update on our safety initiatives. And full disclosure, I have watched the first 10 minutes or so of this with my family, actually, on our way to a restaurant earlier tonight. And it was really bad and very creepy. These people strike me as people I would not trust with my children, I'll just say.
Welcome, I'm Dave Baszucki, founder and CEO at Roblox, and you're listening to Tech Talks, where we talk about everything that's happening at Roblox. We have a fast follow today. We're joined again by Matt Kaufman and Eliza Jacobs from our safety and civility team, hot on the release of facial age estimation, trusted connections, and a slew of other things. We are going to give you a real-time update on how that big release went. We're going to dive into some new things we're releasing. We're going to chat a little about what we're doing with Vigilantes on Roblox. We're going to go a little over the future of our AI platforms as well. So buckle up, sit back. We have a lot of information.
Oh, by the way, too, like he is literally reading from a teleprompter that a secretary or somebody wrote up for him. He didn't do any of this.
And we'll give you an update on some of the open source AI tools that we've released as well. Matt, Eliza, thanks for jumping back in.
Look
with
at his
me
eyes.
today.
He doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. He's just reading the words.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, we just got back from Washington, D.C., where we were hanging with a lot of people sharing our vision and our safety roadmap.
And why we want ID verification for everyone and why Washington, D.C. was on board with us. Yeah.
And we are live now with a bunch of tech we've been working on for a while, including trusted connections, facial age estimation, and more really.
Facial age estimation. I want everyone to just take a second here and realize that we are now at the point of trusting a company, supposedly, very loose trusting, that has been very blatantly, obviously bad with the entire PDF situation on its platform, to now be taking pictures of your kids and sending them into them. You got to see the irony of this. No, trust us, bro. This technology is different.
Health-related things for users on the platform. How has the release of age estimation gone? Are people using it? Is it doing what we're hoping it will do?
Yeah,
Are we getting enough pictures of kids, or do we need more pictures of kids? How many are sending pictures of their kids into us?
Start off with that. First of all, we launched something called Trusted Connections. We did that about a month ago. And what it is it's a way for our users who are 13 and over to have more authentic conversations with their friends and people they know in real life. And in order to access that, you have to go through a facial age estimation, which lets us take a picture of your face and you move your head around a little bit, and we can get a pretty good idea of how old you are.
What do you do with that information? How do we trust you on that?
And that lets us ensure that the product is only available to our users who are 13 and over.
What do we do, by the way, if society reaches a point where there ends up being a news story that it turns out that CEOs are indeed PDFs and they were accessing these photos and doing weird shit or getting off to them? What would society do at that point? Would they be like, yeah, the facial ID stuff has some jank that we need to work out. It's not the greatest thing that we're doing right now.
And when we talk about more authentic conversations, what we mean by that is unfiltered chat, text chat, and unfiltered voice communication in our party system.
And I think you're saying it nicely, Matt. When I've been on TV, I've explained that up till now, for example, if you wanted to call me a butthead, you couldn't do that on Roblox. And there's a lot of 15-year-olds who we feel it's okay for them to call each other a butthead, and there's actually a deeper reason for allowing 15-year-olds to call each other a butthead on Roblox rather than anywhere else.
Which, by the way, when I was had this playing in the car when we were driving down to eat dinner tonight with the whole family, my daughter started cracking up. She's like, "Butthead." I was like, these are the things that kids say. Why can kids not say it? They're so worried about bullying that they want to remove what you're even able to say. It's like, bro, stop controlling what people are saying. Bullying is a thing. It exists. It sucks. You got to deal with it. You can't save everyone from it. You can't pretend like it isn't a thing. You can't block everyone from it because then it inhibits communication. And now you're trying to figure out what is bullying and what's not over fucking text by the connections that are set up between people. Like, this is so overcomplicated. Just let it be.
Can you share, what our motivation is for that?
Maybe Eliza can talk about what's age appropriate.
Yeah. I think what we're always trying to do is have products that are age and developmentally appropriate for our users. So in this case, if you're calling your friend that you know in real life a butthead and they know that you're joking, but you've done that through facial age estimation and trusted connections, then we don't really think there's a safety risk there, right?
What if there is, though?
Whereas if you're calling someone in a game server a butthead, maybe that's a bullying issue, or
maybe it is, maybe it's not. Like, what we're dealing with is people guessing right now. You don't want to guess on things. You don't, because then people start to worry about what they're allowed to say because they don't want to get banned. And then it turns into a situation where people are restricting how they speak. And then you have ultimate power as a company or corporation or government to control how people think if you control what they're allowed to say.
harassment issue. So we're really trying to be contextual in our policies and keep everyone safe, but also not prohibit things that are really developmentally appropriate for kids to be engaging in with their friends.
Yeah. And so with facial age estimation, we're not going to allow 11-year-olds to call each other a butthead. But there's
Why not? 11-year-olds can't call each other buttheads? Why not? Why do these people feel like they are the ones that are allowed to decide what's appropriate and what's not?
another benefit that's really subtle, and I share this when I'm in DC. We are trying to keep people on our Roblox platform, not as much always because we're driving engagement, but there's some unique things about our platform. All the text, all the voice is filtered for critical harms. We don't allow real-time image sharing. And those are things where we may see people try to go off platforms when we don't want them to.
That's right. Yeah, we would prefer that people stay on Roblox and participate and talk with their friends on Roblox rather than going off platform. And so we're trying to make these contextual tools available to encourage that.
Arguably, Roblox has one of the most creative, passionate communities in the world. We have over 100 million daily active users.
I find it very concerning that they're so focused and fixated on controlling not just how people think, but what they're allowed to say and trying to keep them on their platform. Like, even if they're known relationships and friends with people, they're like, no, we want to keep them on here because they know the longer they're there, the more money gets spent from these people.
Something that was arguably controversial because we're thinking about the future, where a feature that was really in the very first spec of Roblox almost 20 years ago, which was a feature called Friends. We renamed that to Connections and Trusted.
Okay, so this whole part they talk about friends and connections and how they're trying to limit bullying by making sure that you're only allowed to say mean words to each other if you both accept to be friends with each other. And then if you don't, then you're not able to say stronger words to each other. I'm like, I get in theory what they're trying to do on principle, but in reality, all that does is limit what people are allowed to say and how the conversations go. And it bubble wraps people from the real world. Like, if you want the game to be the game, let the game be the game. What they're trying to do right now is have their cake and eat it too. Without, by the way, the overarching issue with all of this, none of this is actually fixing the predator problem. This is all just restricting what kids are allowed to do and get more pictures of kids delivered to them. If anything, I say that the safety update is actually way worse than making the problem than it already was going into this.
Connections. I want to highlight associates, but not my friends. And some of them may be a parent or a sibling or someone, maybe some other things. So I think part of this is a future vision of having a wider taxonomy of the people and not really making any assumption about those relationships. Although we do realize the passionate community, this was a tough one, and we appreciate them understanding us.
I mean, again, not to play devil's advocate, but I understand the conundrum that Roblox is in because it's just a law of numbers. Like Asmund Gold said in his video, it's like, I don't know how many PDFs are on the platform, but I know it's not zero. The numbers are so massive that it is an issue. The problem comes in, I think, and this is where society at large is kind of coming down on Roblox right now, is because we're like, what you're doing is focusing on the things that are not fixing what people are frustrated about. You're going after the vigilantes that are the ones that are actually doing something about your platform. And you're not doing anything about the PDFs yourself. You're trying to silence people with C&Ds that were actually helping, because some could argue, in fact, I would lean towards this as well, that the reason why you did that is because off platform, this vigilante was actually making you guys look terrible and you wanted them to go away. You wanted Schlepp to stop. You wanted him to not be able to make videos and expose you guys because allegedly, theoretically, potentially, these PDFs are what bring in the money on your platform. And you're too afraid to take a stand and actually boot them off of it. That's the real problem. That's the real problem. We'll do a little bit more of this. I'm not going to go through the whole 43 minutes of it. I do want to check the transcript. Let's see. Oh, let's talk about the vigilantism. Here we go.
Vigilantism and how that's evolved some on Roblox over the last year or two. I want to start off by saying that both inside of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all want to keep Roblox safe.
You motherfucker. You sent the guy a cease and desist. Don't give me this lip service of, oh, we understand. They have the best intentions at heart. Here's our fucking law team, and we're going to scare you and threaten to sue you into the ground if you dare continue to do this. You sweet little butterfly. Wait, Schlepp commented? Let's see. Here it is. How did I get 6 predators in your community arrested? Holy shit. Otter on Roblox says, David, you make GPD seem human. Holy shit. These are great. This PDF CEO guy looks AI generated. Oh my God, they're getting cooked. They're getting absolutely cooked. All right, hold on. Let's see what he has to say of these sweet butterflies, of these vigilantes that we send threatening cease and desist to. Let's hear what they have to say about him.
We share this view, and we know that there's members of our community who feel strongly about that too. And you know what? We welcome them in part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer.
We welcome in the dialogue. Cease and desist. Don't come on the platform or talk anymore about us. That doesn't seem very welcoming at all. In fact, I would argue that is the complete opposite of welcoming.
And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And, you know, we paid really careful attention. We looked at what they were saying, we looked at what they were reporting, and all of that went into our moderation system so that we could go and identify bad actors on the platform and take.
Oh my God, this is so bad. This is one of those, no, stop talking. It's getting worse. This explains why Schlepp said, then how did I get 6 predators in your community arrested if you're doing all these great things yourselves?
Take them off and bad content on the platform. But then we saw something change. What we saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies.
Oh no, can't have that. Can't have these vigilantes actually catching the predators and doing something about it because you guys are sitting on your ass because you don't want anything done about it because allegedly you're making money from these people.
And so let me explain like what that means.
Yeah, explain, please.
They would go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Mhm.
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you? And they were seeking out adults. If you said that you were 12 or you said you were 7, they would just move on. But
Okay, so that seems actually really harmless. What's the problem here? How is he trying to spin that into a negative? Oh, they're asking ages, and if they say they're young, they move on. Okay. What?
But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those conversations to simulate.
Matt, is this
He's like, stop, Matt, stop. No, this is not part of the script. Matt's like, oh shit. God, I did not see this part yet. This is amazing. Matt, let me stop you right there.
though? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of take a look at this stuff?
Yeah. So unlike other social media and communications platforms, we don't encrypt anything. And we have systems that are monitoring for this type of behavior. So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults. And then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other platforms.
Okay. So what you're saying is they're not going after the kids. They're going after adults that are going after kids. But that's a problem? What the fuck? This is the craziest thing they have. How could you say this and think that you are in the right now? This is insane. This is legit protect PDF behavior. This is insanity. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. How stupid are these people? Holy shit.
Other platforms that don't have the type of monitoring and policies that Roblox has. And then they were using that activity that happened on other platforms to create situations that they would then video, they would report to the police, and then only after would they let Roblox know. And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number one, the violation.
Please, what I'm trying to think, like I'm genuinely trying to play devil's advocate. Like, what are the issues here? Everything you just explained seemed very straightforward to me. What's the issue?
Violation of our policies.
Oh, our policies. Your policies. That's the issue.
About being honest about how old you are. Number two, moving conversations off platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
Because you wouldn't do anything yourself. What the hell? If I slept watching this, I would be fuming. I'd be like, bro, how dare you, by the way, because this is actually throwing my brand under the bus right now. You are now making me look like the bad guy when all I was doing was your job for you assholes. Holy shit.
All of those things are against our policies. And all of those things make it more difficult for us to keep the platform safe.
How?
So, well, I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they
how do you go from they started off in a good place to now they're not when they've done the same thing from when they started to now? What's changed?
They started off, really, and they still do really care about the community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
Okay, but what back in the day it wasn't? What even is this? This is a plane crash in slow motion right now. This is so bad.
Hey Matt, a couple things to think about.
The girl Tom's, she's like, oh God. Like you could see it on her face though. Look at her face.
Really,
It cuts back to
and
her.
they
Watch
still
her
do
face.
really care about the
She's like,
community. The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk and were violations of our policy.
Watch her face. Watch her face.
Hey
Ready?
Matt, a couple things to think about comprehensively. Behind the scenes, text conversation on Roblox is going through AI and detection and filtering. And arguably the internal efforts at Roblox, not just with AI, but with our own teams and research teams, are obviously much larger, if not, orders of magnitude, what would be possible from an outside thing.
We have
There's a lot of really odd cuts in this, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed or picked up on it. I've noticed like 6 or 7 hard cuts, which is also very strange for something that seems very scripted to have the hard cuts in it.
a large number of investigators that are looking for violative activity. We have over 100 different machine learning or AI pipelines that are running looking for activity. And we report a lot of stuff to law enforcement when we find stuff that crosses a line and becomes illegal. And one of the things is when we report stuff to law enforcement, yes, we don't publicize that. And we don't publicize it mainly because we want law enforcement to make the decision about what is illegal and what is not. And we leave it up to them. We don't want to.
I mean, I almost feel like this is worse because they're trying to act like they've caught a lot of people, but they don't want to tell us about it because that's up for law enforcement to do. They're trying to act like they're catching all these people, which if they're catching all these people, how are there so many that still on it? And why is Schlepp able to catch 6 people on his own and have them verifiably arrested without your help? I just smell bullshit after bullshit after bullshit with this. This is no wonder this is getting dislike bombed to hell. This is brutal. This is brutal. Let me see if there's anything else because I can't listen to these guys for 45 minutes. Policy for games, community safety council, our role in the industry, investing more in partnerships. This is damage control for their stock. And they put this out as fast as possible to damage control going into the weekend, hoping that on Monday, everything will be just forgotten about and it's back to normal, making infinite money off these PDFs. I don't think it's going to work the same way it did last Monday, David. I think there's going to be some massive issues and changes hitting Roblox from outside, including the government getting involved and parents starting to push back against this, because now we actually have a martyr, if you will, with Real Schlepp that you have created. People were waiting for something like this to be like, okay, this confirms our suspicions. The Schlepp situation confirms everything we were worried about. And this is proof of it right here. But I'll leave that one there. Because I can't, guys. I can't do 44 minutes of these guys. I'm sorry. I just can't.